Welcome to Mr. Moon has left the building. The boys are back in town. How are we, lads? We ain't been together for a while.
Oh, good.
Well,
Lot.
yeah, I mean, apart from the football, I'm really good. Nice
Oh, what a
break.
depressing Christmas.
I know.
I think
I
in
know.
comparison to you two, I think mine's
You're
been
even more
pretty.
depressed.
No, I think mine's been pretty low key, quiet Christmas. But I know you guys have been here, there, and everywhere, haven't you?
It has, Ad.
Yeah,
Tell us about Costa Rica.
yeah. Do you know what? It was a lovely distraction, to be honest. Um, and really, I shouldn't have bothered, logging in to watch the games while I was away, just to, depress me that bit more. But yeah, Costa Rica, amazing. I would say it's arguably my favourite country that I've been to. And
Wow.
I'm on 44 now. So that's a
44.
yeah, so it's a big set. I mean, a lot of those are in across Europe and stuff. But yeah, Costa Rica, amazing, loved it.
What was
Got the
good about
mount.
it?
It's just so diverse. Apparently, it's the most biodiverse country in the world. So you've got mountains, volcanoes, rainforest, and like waterfalls. But then you've got the amazing beaches and surf towns. So you've got a bit of everything, and then you've got all the animals, obviously, that live in the rainforest. So you've got such diverse animals that live there. And do you know what? The people make it that even
Yeah.
more incredible because they're the nicest people.
It's funny, I don't know anything about it, I've got to be honest with you, but everyone I know that has been there says they absolutely, because a lot of people from LA go there.
Yeah,
So my friend Raf, he says his favourite place. My friend Trev in LA, he's got a house there. So a lot of people love it. So I was really interested to see what you thought, but following it on your Instagram just looked absolutely gorgeous. The rain, the waterfalls, and things like that just
yeah,
looked.
just
I,
ridiculous, isn't it?
I gave you one job. I gave you one job, and that was to scout the next Paolo one shot. How did you get on? We've been waiting for this. You're going
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
announce it today, right?
yeah. Oh mate, I wish I could say I found someone for us because yeah, I think we need more than Paolo one shop at this minute, don't we?
Yeah, it hasn't been good, and we'll get to that. How was your Christmas, Gal? I'm trying. Do you know what? I'm just putting off even talking about it. Like that is, if you're a West
Well,
Ham fan looking,
I'm.
I'm sure.
We
Do
just
you know
yeah,
what?
just
I'm actually trying really hard because
yeah.
obviously my videos have been so negative, and a man just said to me yesterday, Sam, I completely agree with everything, but man, we just need one bit of positivity. And I've done it on Instagram today. I just thought,
I
let's give
saw that.
someone something to have a bit of fun with or something. So apologies for being
We
depressing. I
thought it was
don't want
deep
to be
fake,
depressing.
mate. We thought it.
Yeah.
We thought you'd been hacked.
Although I will say thank you to everyone who has followed us because we have gained over the last week like 1,000 followers on Instagram. It's 5,000 followers on Instagram. We're over 1,000 followers on YouTube. And I get so many messages saying how much they enjoy the YouTube channel, that's really nice actually. And
It's
they
really
really
nice.
enjoy the Instagram. Um, so that's why I've been doing it a bit more. But like, and I've been doing it more obviously because we've had more games over Christmas. Um, and I've tried to even be positive about QPR going into it. And I was watching it with two non-West Ham fans who'd watched basically in the pub in LA, in Dubai where I'm at now. They they sit in there every night and watch the football, and whenever I'm in there, they watch West Ham, and they just said, "I don't think we can do this anymore. We can't have this West Ham on a main screen. It's the most boring football I've ever seen in my life." And it is. It is. There's no getting around it, is there? What have you made of our Christmas period?
Yeah, I mean, if we thought we was in a bad place before Christmas, the Christmas period is basically as bad as it could be, isn't it? And in
We
terms
got
like in
one
terms of
Yeah.
point.
results, it's nearly as bad as it can be. But in terms of performances, probably even worse. Like, we could have gone into them games and give it a real good go and still, come second best and lost them. But we didn't even give it a real good go for most of the games. We've been really poor, and I think that's the saddest thing about it, that we just look so far away from good enough to stay up, basically. So yes, I mean, people want us to find the positives, but we really struggle to find them, and that's the thing. Like, what is there to be positive about? It's tough.
We talked about those 4 games, and then we said we need like 10 points. Really, we got 1. And the Wolves one, I didn't watch it. I was down in London, actually. I didn't watch it. And I just couldn't believe it. I was sat in a pub in Barnes looking at it like this, going, oh my God, like I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. But like you say, sometimes it's like if you go down with a bit of a fight, that's one thing. But to go down and completely capitulate the way that we did was just, I think you're right, mate. I think the emotion is sadness. I got to the point where I felt I didn't want to say it, but after I said it in the group chat, I started to dwell on it, and I've thought about it every day since. And that is, when Wimbledon become MK Dons and they completely disassociated with the original fan
It's
base.
funny. I've thought about it so much.
I thought about that, and I'm sort of at a point now where I'm like, are we? I know we've only just moved down the road and we didn't move like MK Dons did, but I just feel no connection to the club anymore. And as you say, when we scored against QPR, I didn't cheer. But when we won in injury time, or sorry, extra time, didn't cheer. I'm just ambivalent about the whole thing. You know what I mean?
I feel exactly the same. After that Wolves game, I went outside and I sat on my own for about 25 minutes, and I honestly wanted to cry. It was like weird, because I knew it was going to happen, and I suppose somewhere inside me hoped it wasn't going to happen, but I wanted to cry, and I didn't do a video purposely for it, and I waited till the next day, and it was like I just watched my childhood and everything I love is gone. And I'm not sure if it's ever coming back. And that's the bit that when you say about the MK Dons, that I was almost thinking, should we start a supporters group? AFC West Ham, like that. I think, but then it's not, that history's not us, or do we go and support the under 21s? Or, I'm trying to find something else, because this club, I don't know it. Someone said it, I think it was Lee Perrier on his Instagram. This is West Ham London. It's not West Ham United. And it's not, like I saw, they posted today in the pub at the Boleyn, Julian Dix, Alan Kirbishley, Trevor Brookin, Konchesky, they were all there doing something. And I just thought, yes, we've never been good. I do think us fans are also to blame. Like, I really do. It's funny, I'm on a group with Tottenham fans at the moment, and they are so much like us, as deluded as us, that they're also saying they're signing Conor Gallagher today. Fuming they're signing Conor Gallagher, because they think they're better than what they are. And we did. We genuinely believed it. Now, we were also fed from the club, we're leaving Upton Park for them things. So those of us, and I'm part of that problem, that was on board with it, that said, okay, we left with that message being told to us, you're leaving because we're making you bigger. And we've done nothing but. We've had a few years of Moyes that made us, okay, good, like, brilliant, sorry. I don't want to get into this Moyes thing. It's like, because it's one of them things that's never going to go away. Well, if you'd have stuck with Moyes, we wanted to get rid of Moyes because we were promised more, and we were then promised a better brand of football. we never got any of it. And I can't, this is a failed regime that looks like Iran at the moment on its last legs. That's what but the saddest part for me is that the fans don't care anymore. Like us, you can hear it in my voice. I can't be bothered. I watch us, I think, because we do a podcast about it. Really is the answer. And it's just so ingrained into me, same as you two. But where do you think we're heading?
Well, I actually think that the QPR game gave us quite an indication as to where we are. So bearing
Yeah.
in mind QPR are at the moment the 11th best team in the championship, and I don't think it was talent that got us to where we were. I think it was purely the fitness. I think the fitness saw us through. I think Somerville obviously played well, but I think that's his level, championship. And what it did, it made me realise I thought when we go down, we'll come straight back up. And off the back of that performance, I'm thinking technically we've probably got better players now than we will have in the championship. So what we're probably going to have to do is trade talent for sheer hard work and getting a foot in and playing championship football, get these people in for a season and then try and get back to the Paquetás and and
But straight away,
Lanzini
look, so,
of this world.
but do you see that? Look, straight away, that's us as West Ham. Get back up, and then we go and get some big names again. Like that's the delusion that I'm talking about. Because I'm not sticking you here, Gal. We're all like that. The problem is, we'll go and do that again with the wrong players, the wrong manager, and it'll all just happen again. But I genuinely don't see us coming back up. I just don't think we're good enough. Like, I look at teams that went down. I look at Leicester. They were a better team than us, and they're nowhere close. Luton were a better team than us when they went down, with arguably a better manager.
I think what concerned me as well, all the hype that QPR gave themselves, taking 9,000 across London. This was just third round of the FA Cup, but we're going to have that every other week by people coming to the London Stadium, massive ticket allocations, because they'll probably get that in the Championship. Let's have it right. And everyone's coming there just to beat West Ham, like trying to sort of put that extra tackle in, try that extra 5-10% harder because it's West Ham, and I think we're going to be up against that next season.
Yeah. I agree, and I just think obviously last time we went down, we got Big Sam in as our manager, didn't we? Which is, I guess, the ideal manager who you want to bring you straight back up again. An experienced, someone who knows how to get the job done. Not sure if Nuno is that man, and if he's not that man, who on earth are we going to get in the Championship to come and be our manager to get us back up? And I just, like Sam said, I just don't think the players are good enough. We need some experienced leaders, I think, if we're in the Championship. But I don't know where we're going to get these players from. It worries me. I just think, under this regime, it's just going to be a struggle, a massive struggle. Nothing's really going to change. They've been lucky in the past with managers who have been available at right times, generational talents like Declan Rice coming into the team and stuff like that. And I feel our luck is just running out now, and we're just going to struggle, I think. Obviously I hope that's not the case, but I'm very, very worried. I don't see us coming straight back up at all at the moment. And under this regime, nothing's going to change, I don't think.
It's funny, isn't it? I listen to all the other sort of fan podcasts, or most of them anyway, because a few of them annoy me. But I look at them and they're still putting a spin on bringing players in and staying up. But it seems that we're quite in agreement that we're going down, right? But my cousin's,
yeah.
my cousin's a massive Forest fan, massive. He's followed them for years, and he's really worried at the moment. And he said, "No, I don't think it's done and dusted, mate. Forest are really worried. They had that new manager bounce, and now if you speak to any Forest fans, they feel far from out of it. Whereas we're all talking like it's a done deal." So it's interesting and even my next door neighbour's Leeds fan, and I think although they've hit a bit of form, I think that's only sort of a moment in time. I don't think they're going to be able to keep that up. So I think it's a done
I
deal. But
fancy Leeds of really turned. It's funny, the guy I sit with here in the pub, he's a Leeds fan. And he said to me at the beginning of Christmas, "Oh, it's bad. We're probably going to drop." And I went, "You're mad." I said, "Trust me, watch Christmas." So we won't get any points. And he was like, no, you're going to catch us. We sat down together the other day and he went, you were right. He said, "You've seen it." He said, "You saw it." And he actually said, "You told me this last time you were here." He said, "You saw it coming." And I have. And it's not because I'm some messiah of football. We looked away because we didn't. Our blind ego and delusion thought, we're a big club, we can't go down. And that was really it. There was no proof of why we couldn't go down. It was just that. It was just our ego. And I said the other day, all three of us, if we'd have signed Calvert-Lewin, Xhaka or Henderson, would have moaned. And that's our problem because they're our level. And we have never been a good Premier League team. We've been a good Premier League team 5 or 6 seasons. And that's it. We've always been a bottom half of the table team, but in our minds, we think we're this hugely supported global club that is run really well, and we're not. And we can't face it. That's what, like Brentford, them fans, they know what they are, and they're happy. We're not. And now, that's also not a dig at West Ham fans, because I'm one of them. But I think the answer is, if you gave us that bit more of good football like Harry Redknapp, what happened under Harry Redknapp? We wanted him gone. And it happens. We've done it over and over again. Pardew, another good year. We wanted him gone. Bilic, good year. Next year weren't so good. Let's get rid of him. And unfortunately, like, if you think Bilic was brilliant, he was everything we wanted, really. He bought us, took us to, 6th in the league? Did we finish in the end? But we could have really done Champions League that year. We should have finished the Champions League that year. And got us into Europe, which we then never qualified for. The next season comes, we've gone to a new stadium and lost Dimitri Payet. Let's get rid of him. He was everything we wanted. Back in football and a West Ham man. And we weren't happy enough for it. So we are to blame for it as well. And the club is probably for listening to us too much. But then it's also the options that we've been given since Moyes. And even Bilic, they're all freebies, aren't they? They're all cheap. Some of them work, some of them don't. Roll of the dice here, roll of the dice there. You were right, Adam. The luck's run out. And that's like the teams that we've been relegated with before had a lot more talent or coming through. You're right. Who was there last time we went down?
I think I did a video on it, didn't I? And I was talking about Bobby Zamora, Marlon Airwood, Benny Yoon, Carlos Tevez, Ginge.
No, that was who stayed up, wasn't it? That was the great escape.
So what players in
2011 you're talking, aren't you?
Yeah.
I suppose it was a bit of a similar. We had Scott Parker, Noble.
Oh, yeah.
Was there?
I can't remember, because I guess it's most of that team who won the playoff final, isn't it? So who was in that team? So
that was the rebuild, wasn't it? I suppose that was the rebuild with Vazte.
Kevin Cole.
Funny, I can't even think of that team.
Kevin Nolan was massive, wasn't he? Matty Taylor in that team. Collison.
Guy Demel.
Viedemel. Was it Winston Reid and Tompkins at the back?
Yeah, because we bought Winston Reid in the year we got relegated, didn't he? I think he came in as a right back initially and really struggled and then became a good player for us in the Championship. But again, you had Tompkins.
Yes,
you had
Reid. You look at those players. I know that we might have rebuilded some of that squad, but like we haven't got a team anywhere near as good as that, have we? If we go down, like some of them.
No,
players
and I know a lot of people are really singing the praise about Mayers now and Potts, and people are happy with that. Now, I don't mean this horrible because he did have a good game, Mayers. It was an average game, but he looked fantastic in a terrible side. Now, with better players around him, I really, really hope he comes on there and say, this is not a dig at these youth boys at all. Because I would be playing more of them now. I would be putting more of the under-21s team. I'd get rid of this. I'd accept. I think the smartest move we could do as a club would be accept we have gone down and buy players for the Championship next year. Because is Tati going to stay with us? Is Pablo going to stay with us? Like, I don't know. Obviously, we get onto the signings. It's really hard to have a go at new signings anyone coming into his team, youth, anyone. You really can't get a gauge of it. They don't look like good Premier League players to me. I know people are going to say, well, Tati scored. And also, I actually really watched Summerville the other night. He could not beat his man a lot of the times. Yes, he scored, and yes, he assisted. And actually, he also had one really well saved as well in the first half, I think it was. But he wasn't good enough. And a guy sitting there from me with Leeds went, he just hasn't done it for you, has he? He's just never pushed on. And we said maybe a good Championship player is what he is. But does he stay? I don't know. Wan-Bissaka, can't imagine he's going to stay. These are all be on big wages. So they're going to have to go. And they're all going to go for losses because you're never going to get the money back you paid for them.
No.
But then it begs the question, who is going to rebuild us?
Well,
there is nobody there.
I don't think, so let's just say we're going down. If I was building a side for the Championship, that isn't the side that's going to play in the Premier League. I think it's very different. I think Championship football, the type of grounds, the type of surface you're playing on, the type of characters, the fact that you've got 2 games a week, every week. I think you need to bite the bullet, build a team to get us out with one eye on the fact that a lot of these people probably aren't going to make it. There was a lot of Luton players and stuff, wasn't there, that they did a great job to get them where they needed to be, but then they were like, look, you've come from League Two to Premier League. Unfortunately, I think it's the end of the road for you, but thank you for your service. And I think it's going to have to be the same with us. I think it's going to have to be a certain
Well, that's the smart move, Gal. That is the smart move. Do you see us buying all them players for the Championship, getting rid of them, and then spending again on top? I don't. And then also, the wise move is build a team with some players that look like they could do a job in the Premier League if they got up. The wise move is probably don't go out and just go and spend on a load of names again. Actually stick with the same route of football. But also that might change as well. Now, are we going to be a sit-back team in the Championship? Or are we going to be an on-the-ball, possession-based team? Now, we've seen what's happened to them when they come up after trying to do that again. We burned the under Vincent Company who whipped the league to pieces and then come up and couldn't do it. Yeah, and couldn't do it. So there's so many questions, but this is why you need a footballing man making footballing decisions, because these are decisions, us three, who are footballing men, but not that insight to be able to go and do that, because that's a big ask. You're talking massive, like, because you get this wrong, this could be as I say, Luton are now in League One. Portsmouth are now in League One. It can happen. We think we're too big, but the league doesn't care. The football does not care. And Championship is a lot better than it used to be, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
It's Premier League B, isn't it? Really?
I actually think some of the football, I actually enjoy the Championship more, actually. I think the games are more real, actually. But you look at teams like Millwall, they can't get up. They've never been able to do it. Never. And I don't know. And as everyone has echoed, when we went down last time, we had Upton Park, which was a big leveller. We now haven't. And I don't think we actually realised that. And it was when someone said that, a few people said that, I was like, that is a really fair point. Yeah, this could be the undoing of us again, this ground. But I don't know. I don't actually know what the answer is the answer. I know what I would do, and I would try and reset the club, because that's, I think, the bare minimum that could be done. I would be going to people like Tony Carr, who I know. I think last time I spoke to someone, he was working down Arsenal in an Arsenal tracksuit, helping out like 10-year-olds. I'd be going to Tony Carr, begging forgiveness and saying, come down to youth, come back. And I think I would go for a Harry or someone like that right now, almost like the Trevor Brooking when he came in, to just steady. Nuno looks lost. He looks completely lost.
Ideas, isn't he?
He's got to that point where you're starting to feel a bit sorry for him, actually.
Yeah.
It was like the end of Moyes, the end of Potter, where you're going, why are you leaving this geezer just in there? You know, like Lopetegui. It was the end.
If he was a racehorse, you'd have shot him by now, wouldn't you? You would.
He looks like he cannot believe what he's seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, I did feel for him a little bit after that Forest game, because I think we was really unlucky in that game. Let's be fair. But it was like, you know, no matter what we do, we still can't get a result. And his face looked like that as well. Do you know what I mean? He's just like, he just couldn't believe it. And it did look as though he'd just run out of ideas completely.
And obviously, this harps back to he was brought in without a backroom staff.
It's just
no club that I know has ever done that.
It's just ridiculous, mate.
It's not even ridiculous. It's absolute pathetic. And they've given us youth coaches that have never worked in the Premier League before. Now, if you're a player there, now that's not a dig, because I don't know what they're doing. And obviously these guys want their chance and things like that. That's fair enough. But when you're in a relegation fight, it's not the time to be doing it. And we didn't get that backroom staff because they were £5 million. But what's it going to cost now to sack Nuno? Now, do I think Nuno could have come in and done a job? Of course. I don't think you could. I think you could bring Pep in alone and he couldn't do his job. Because they're not masters of everything.
No.
They're good at delegating to the right people.
I say this. I say this on every podcast now about being penny wise, pound foolish. So they'll scrimp on managers and push back on backroom staff coming in, but then they'll go and spunk 20 million on a goalkeeper that can't catch a ball. And it's sort of like, you know, it's all right being thrifty in one way, and then watching the pennies in the other, but you got to do it in the right way. And at the moment, seems a little bit back to front to me. It seems to be they're spending the money.
But it's always been this way.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. They don't learn. They don't. This has happened how many times, and they don't learn from it. Keep doing the same thing. It's just totally ridiculous.
And I agree, Ad, because as I say, you can't defend these actions anymore, because it's the same careless actions of a buffoon, actually. And I mean that because what I will say is our ownership are billionaires, very smart businessmen. Clearly, you can't run businesses to get to a billionaire So you're not a buffoon. So, but you can't keep doing the same in a business and keep getting the same results. I can't even express why would you want to do that. The only reason I could think is you want the business to fail because
Yeah.
there's no other reason you could do it, is
It
there?
makes no sense, does it? It makes no sense.
Well, it's almost like a mad dictator, like Hitler just doing what he wants, or like someone like the Iranians now just doing what they want, and they're going to just do it, and the country can burn and all this. But it is insane that you
I
can keep going,
yeah,
losing money on players,
but
losing money on managers.
yeah, I don't think they got into it with a view to making money through West Ham as a business. I think they've got into it to keep the seat warm and to babysit it until they can get to such a period in time where they can sell it and not have to give the Olympic people and the council an amount of money. So it's look, we're just babysitting this. We're custodians of West Ham for the next 50.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, we're custodians of West Ham. We need to put the minimum in we can to keep it afloat and make it look like we're trying, but we're not all for the day-to-day revenue and the gate receipts and this, that, and the other. We just need to be here. And then in 15 years, we'll be able to realise what it is we entered this agreement for. And I think that's essentially where we are.
So I was with a very interesting guy here in Dubai a couple of weeks ago, and he's a man. His job is he's a financer, and his job is selling football clubs. That's one of his jobs. He sold Manchester United and he sold Manchester City, and he was explaining to me because I said, "This is a side of football I don't understand. This is the side of money I don't really understand." Manchester United, the Glaziers bought that Manchester United with 0 penny in. They'd never put 1 penny in. It was all leveraged debt. Now, I don't understand that as much, but I do. The stadium gets this amount of people, the bank loans against it. Obviously, if it all went down, then obviously they'd be on the hook for money, but they're not. He said, because I then asked, why has West Ham never been sold? And he said, it is categorically not for sale. And he explained what we're probably going to see with Spurs. Next year is the World Cup. In that time, after the World Cup, football for Americans is going to explode. And you're going to see the Americans enter the market, all buying football clubs, is what he said. Someone like Joe Lewis is sitting there waiting. Again, he said Tottenham is not for sale unless it is an astronomical figure. So if someone comes in and says 5 billion for Spurs, he says, thank you very much, I'm out. But 1 billion doesn't make any difference to him. 5 billion doesn't, but it's just a good deal for him. And he goes, yeah, I'll do it. So he doesn't need the money, likes doing it, and that is it. It earns him money, so he's okay. He said West Ham is very similar, and they're waiting for that. And I think you're right, Gal, because the Olympic Committee will go skin. Our stadium is the Millennium Dome, 1,000%. Always said it. The taxpayer can only pay for so long. And in the end, they'll let West Ham be bought for 100 million, let's just say, which you couldn't even build a stadium for even close. So then they'll own the stadium and then they'll be able to sell it. Because then it is worth money because you actually own the stadium. And I do think you are right, Bobby Gal, with that. Because
I think
what else is the game?
The deal that Karen Brady done with the powers that be in Parliament and the mayor and all this sort of thing, I'm not saying there's bribery or corruption. I'm not saying that, but it's probably such a complicated, complex, layered deal that to put a figure on valuation and B, a third party coming in to buy it to do due diligence would be such a web of shit. We can't look too far down that aisle because we know who's maybe financing that and who's involved. I honestly don't think it would be a can of worms. I think if we tried to sell, stuff would come out and it would be a complete can of worms, and there'd be a lot of people would be very, very worried for their liberty. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, I agree, because you look at Pablo. Well, you look at Guilherme. That was money laundering. You look at Pablo. This guy got sold for 250,000 in the summer, and now he's just been gone for 25 million or whatever it is. Now, there ain't, I don't think, a player in history in 6 months that's gone for that money.
Who's not put a performance in?
Yeah. But you're not talking, this is Messi, like it's, there's something not right. Now, I hope Nuno is getting a backhander on this, because that's what it stinks of. Because otherwise, he's got to be, surely there's someone that's going, this don't ring true, this deal here doesn't ring true. How can this guy that we've never heard of, not like we've been hearing, there's this geezer in Portugal that is the best player in the world, 250 grand to 25 mil. When in history is that ever, in 6 months? Literally 6 months. That makes no sense.
I think that's what I was alluding to. There's so many people having a drink on West Ham at the moment that it would just get too. It's like, don't rock the boat. Let it all play out, and then we'll sort it out later. But yeah, there's a lot of people having a drink on the club at the moment.
Well, it has to be.
Andy Irving.
Well, we've all said that one as well.
Where is he now? Has he gone?
No, he's still around, I think. Yeah, I think so at the minute. But yeah, even that is just a bizarre like sort of turn of events with that. Because what we meant to be have a club under our wing or something like that from Austria, and then that didn't turn out, and we've got a player out of from nowhere on our books who's nowhere near good enough, essentially.
And yeah, it does need looking at, and the fans probably need to be louder, but we're never going to hear it.
Well,
the problem
is the thing.
It's not going to change.
I'm telling you now, this is going to be another. The Baroness that got looked at for the PPE stuff.
Yeah.
And it was £1 billion worth of stuff that's still in a container because it can't be used. There'll be another public inquiry into the Olympic Stadium and the deal done with the club. I'm telling you now. It was too good. £1 million a year, wasn't it, or something? It was.
No, I think I saw it the other day. I always thought it was 2 million, but I've just seen it was 4 million a year, and it goes down when we go down. The taxpayer has to fork more money out for West Ham. Imagine we go down again. But could we be thrown out? I don't know. I have no idea.
Bit of luck.
Ground sharing with. My little boy, he's only 13. He went, "Do you know what, Dad? I'd rather have a 25,000 all-seater, purpose-built football ground than have that place." And I said, "Do you know what? That'd be brilliant. 30,000, your football ground. Brilliant."
But the problem is, Gout, but then we'd still ask for the big players. That's the difference. We as a fan base are very, very unrealistic. And I've come to, and I've said it this year a lot, but we are part of the problem. We are. And someone will say, well, it's not bad to have a dream. And it's not. We all dream of us winning the FA Cup, the league. We'd all love to see it. We'd all love to be in the Champions League and all that. And we're almost like the Premier League. We sold our souls for that bit of extra, but we were lied to. And we were lied to because we got there for this world-class stadium with world-class players, and we haven't got it. It's it's an absolute shambles.
Well, we saw the drawings of what the ground was supposed to look like. Well, I don't know about you, but it ain't the London Stadium I've ever been to.
No,
And I'll be honest with
no.
you, and I've said it a lot. I've always said, yeah, do you know what? I actually quite enjoyed the London Stadium. I did when it was going well. I sat in the best seat. And it's very different when you sit at the back. And then you go, well, and I've heard this before, pay more for the ticket. It's cheap, the ticket. What do you expect? Go and pay, go over Chelsea. It's more expensive. Da, 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 da. That's a fair point. But unfortunately, you've got to think of the whole atmosphere of the thing, and it is crap. It's weird because it could be good. As I say, I like it in Stratford because it's good to get to, but that's probably because it's for me. I come from Chelsea. I can get on a train. It's easy. You know what I mean? So it's, and I don't go every week. But it's funny. Yeah, it is right. We should never have ever got rid of Upton Park. We should have. I never saw that of we're getting rid of something we own. And there were so many West Ham fans that did see it. And I'll say they were much cleverer than me. Maybe I see things on the football side, things like that. They saw something that I definitely didn't see. And I don't think you did either, Ed, did you?
No, I didn't. No, I was with you, mate. I was with you. I didn't see it. I was thinking of the
I just
football side of
genuinely
things.
thought we were going to get bought. I really did. So I was just, it was the carrot in front of me going, stick with it. Yeah, it's not right, but we're going to get bought. And I thought, if a Qatari comes in, they're going to come and buy it and they're going to redo it. And that was my...
You fly over it, don't you? On a certain flight path into Heathrow, you can see it.
Yeah, I always go. You always see it.
It's funny though, because since we've had this conversation tonight and we've started to come to our own conclusions, it all does start to make sense. And I don't think I'm that far off-piste in terms of them not being the owners, them just being the custodians and babysitting it. And they're basically an arse on a seat until they can capitalise on what it is they signed up for. And then if you look at it through that point of view, it's like, well, it all makes sense now then. If Gary's got even a little bit of that right, it all makes sense.
Yeah. It actually, then you go, it does, yeah, you're right. But what I don't understand is still why you want to spend loads of money to get back less money. Why not try and do it in that time, the custodian, just do it right in between. And I suppose we'll get to that now. Transfers, looks like we're about to lose another load of money on a Mr. Lucas Paquetá. This one's made me angry today, actually. And you said, Gal, oh, you should be happy.
Bit more objective, yeah. You said you'd let him rot and ruin his career.
I would, yeah. I would. That one I would. I'd be like, no problem, mate. How long's he got left on his deal?
End of the year,
I think.
Is
He's got a couple of years. Well,
I'd say no
this
problem,
season
mate.
and
Stay
another
there.
one, I think.
I'd love to see it happen because I think with what I'm talking about of resetting the club, that becomes part of it. And you go, nah, we're all right, mate. You're going to learn who you signed for West Ham. We were good to you. Don't just happen like that. Don't just fuck off when you want it, when the chips are down. Yeah, he said the bits he's been played out of position and all that. I think he's actually very lucky to even be being played this year. He's appalling, I think. And I said that after the Billy Bonds game, the Liverpool game, and he got sent off and it was poor. And it wasn't the action, actually. It was more the response. He put that stupid poor me statement out. Yeah, I'm really angry with him. It's really tarnished him for me. I think we had a good season out of him, actually. Bit like kudos. I saw obviously Spurs were looking at him, and I think that would have just been the end if you sold him to Spurs. But in some ways, I actually want him to go to Spurs because I know how shit he actually is, and he's just not good enough.
Well, I said he was a bit of a show pony that turned up every 5 or 6 games. And actually, I can't remember who it was. There was a professional footballer, I think yesterday or the day before, said, take out his penalties and look
Martin Allen.
Martin Allen, that's it. And look at his goals from open play, and you tell me that's a good attacking midfielder. It's not. It's terrible.
Yeah, he's not.
We bought into the Brazilian Magnifico
Yeah, of
thing.
course. We all did.
Yeah.
What's
So-
your view on it, Ad?
Yeah, do you know what? I think I'm a little bit different to you guys. I think he's been disappointing. He's definitely not been consistent at all. And he's definitely flattered to deceive. However, I still think ability-wise, he's so much better than what we've got in midfield at the minute. And he is our only creativity, basically, in our team. And I do think we have got no chance without him in the team.
I also do agree with you on that.
But I do think we should just sell him. Like they're never just gonna let him rot. And I feel we're not going to be able to replace him. We wouldn't trust this board to replace him anyway, but I don't think we're going to be able to replace him with anyone anywhere near as good. But I still think we should just take the money, and even if it's to rebuild for next season, just let him go.
Or do you reckon it is? Do you reckon that money is what we just spent?
It very well could be. I mean, they were pleading
Half back,
poverty.
innit?
Yeah, they were pleading poverty before the window, weren't they?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me at all.
I'll bet you any money he goes and we bring in defender on loan or something like that.
Yeah, mate, nothing would surprise me. And also I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate, and just the scandalous way the club treats our players who have been long serving and been brilliant for us. You know, you can't have it both ways. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No.
So if a player, decides that he wants to leave, goes on strike or whatever, obviously as fans you're thinking, what the hell? But it's the player's prerogative. The club will do it to him when they've had enough of him, don't fancy him. And it's kind of like, I kind of expect it now. I expect players, like, if they, it's a job at the end of the day, and if they don't want to work there anymore. So I expect it now. I'm a bit more realistic that, obviously, when it's players like Paquetá, I'm heartbroken, absolutely devastated. But Paquetá hasn't been that world beater. Although I think we could do with him at the minute, he hasn't really been that world beater.
I don't know. It's
not devastated if he goes.
No.
I'm a sort of different school of thought as far as it's one bad apple. Do you know what I mean? Ruins the rest. So
yeah, no, that's
think,
true.
It's like it's a negative. Sometimes you've got to let certain things go to enable better things to come into your life or your football club, and give people what they want, and half the time they won't want it. So let him go. He'll be a complete bloody failure over there, and he'll be like another bloody Arnautovic that wants to come back, and we'll go, no, you're all right, mate. So I'm just like, sod it, let him go.
Yeah, I agree. I think the timing just stinks as well, because obviously we're trying to attract players to the club as well. One of our biggest players wants to leave. The players who've just signed, seeing that one of our biggest, it just doesn't look great for team morale and stuff like that either. But it's still part of the circus, isn't it? Like, it's like,
you're right. It's all part of the circus. Exactly that. Agree completely. It's like it's just the rubbish that we endure.
Yeah,
time and time.
It's relentless. This season, it's just, it's been going on for ages, but this season it just seems relentless. Just one thing after another.
What next?
Yeah.
I'm at the point now I don't actually care if any of them stay though.
No, and that's and I can't believe I feel like this. Like, this is the club I've loved my whole life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, do you know what it is for me? I despise the board so much that I don't know. I just can't get on board with West Ham anymore until they go, because I know nothing's going to change, and I know they don't care about the club and they don't care about the fans. And so I feel like, why do I give them my energy and my feelings when they don't give a shit about us? And I don't know, I just try and it's as if I'm trying to distance myself from those feelings.
And maybe that's what I've done as well. I don't disagree. I think I've cut it off and locked my art almost.
Yeah,
Like,
That's coming back. It's coming back out one day. Like
I've been told, I've been told I'm cutting my nose off to spite my face because I'm going, do you know what? If we're going to go down good, we don't deserve it, but the ball do. And it's like, Gary, you cut your nose off to spite your face. And it's like, no, but it's almost like a bit of self-preservation. I'm saying that because that's worst case scenario. And I'm okay with that now. And if anything else is a bonus. So I think
I'm not okay with it, actually, is the answer. I'm not okay that we're going down because it is absolutely insane that we are at this point of where we are after winning a European final 3 seasons ago. And as I say, the world told us, be careful what you wish for. And we got it because we know best. And it isn't all just about the David Moyes, though. It was also about the signings that were happening under David Moyes. Him being given players that he didn't want. And it was just, and the way he was sacked, and it hung out over fucking 7-8 months. All of it, the Bilic, the Allardyce, we've seen it all. The way it was all done, where they just keep it going. And Potter, again, it was disgraceful how he was treated. Do you know Potter Nuno had taken the job and they hadn't told Potter he was taking the team meeting, but they hadn't got the paperwork quite done yet. Nuno was sitting round the corner ready to take training and Potter was in there with his team. And then they got the paperwork and said, Graham, can you get off the site now, please?
I mean,
but that is, I know football's a cutthroat thing. That's a man that has a family and a job and all his staff. Got to remember, his staff aren't on big money, like what the manager's on. And it's just a classy way of doing things, and we never, ever do it.
It's like that goalkeeper. We lined him up twice.
Left him at the airport.
Oh.
Twice.
Wow. It's just
outrageous the way we do it. And we're more and more of a laughing stock, that we're just immune to these stories now. That's exactly what we are.
We told James Collins by text.
Email,
was it?
I don't know how he even goes over the club. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was going to say? Sorry.
You know what though? Ginge messaged me. Yeah. Ginge messaged me at Wolves.
I was just quickly going to say on that he loves the fans and he loves the club and he knows it's just them who are, So I think that's why he's still there.
He basically said, "Are you watching this? I can't believe what I'm seeing." And he said, "Absolutely." I said, "Mate, I bet you can imagine my mood." And he put, "That's why I thought of you, mate." He said, this is embarrassing. He said, "Imagine this was going on when me, Nobes and the boys was there. It wouldn't," is what he put.
It just wouldn't. Of course it wouldn't.
Do you know,
it's unrecognisable. Sad, really.
Yeah. I've been over to Arnold Hill's lounge loads of times and up in the other London club and whatever it was, Club London. And you've got a lot of your ex-pros in there. So like everyone from Marlon Airwood through to...
Holton, Zabon Hines, Martin Allen,
everyone,
Rufus
even down to Alan Taylor and Brian Deere.
Yeah.
I think that's tactical. Because we're all saying we're all these ex-players. Well, all the ex-players are on the payroll. They ain't saying anything because they're not on the money that they used to be, and they get a bit of exposure. They get to relive some of the memories with the fans and stuff. But they're silent.
And if you remember, that was only brought in when they banned them. If you remember, originally.
Really?
Billy Bonds, do you remember? Billy Bonds hadn't come over for years, did he? And then the fans went mad about it, and then that's when they started bringing the fans into the club. We're listening to the fans, and that was only to appease the stadium. Remember, that wasn't for anything else. Got rid of them all at Upton Park, chat them all out. But unfortunately, as you say, Gal, some of them old pros need that money.
Yeah, yeah.
They can't get another job.
Well, you know,
And actually, they need it.
Alan Taylor's one of the probably the nicest footballer, probably one of the nicest blokes I've ever met. He scored 6 in the 1975 FA Cup run, 2 in the quarter, 2 in the semi, 2 in the final. He's still working. He works for a funeral parlour in Norwich. You know what I mean? So it's a nice little.
And we're supposed to be a family club, and the thing is, that's what we were brought up on. As I say, we are brought up that Bobby Moore is the pinnacle of our football club. It's like he is the club. The club was his image. That we do things fair, we do it hard, we play in a certain way, and that was the club that I was brought up on. It was Bobby Moore's values, almost like as if it was God of a club. We are one of the only clubs with that, weirdly. We have our own song. We're a very different club, and we were always a family club, always. Now that's just a name now. That means we all have a kid on the seat or a woman on the seat because it's a bum on the seat. That's what that means. And all them old players were massively part of our history. Like I grew up, as I say, all 3 of us, we never saw Bobby Moore play, right? We don't know. We never saw Harry Redknapp play. We never saw Frank Lampard play. But we could all tell you Frank Lampard scored a goal at Ellen Road. You know, like it's in the White Horse final against Bolton, the horse's name was Billy that cleared the pitch. You know, like it's ingrained in us. That stopped, though. It isn't that anymore. We say we're a family club, but Lee Perry was right. West Ham London is what we are. We're not West Ham United FC. We're West Ham London. The crest's different. The look and feel's different. That badge, every time I look at it, makes me feel sick. Hate it.
They've jumped on that, though, haven't they? Aren't they changing it?
I don't know. Who cares?
I don't
The
know.
what?
But yeah.
No, I've heard next season it's changing. It's going back to the castle. London's going.
I haven't heard that.
And that's probably to appease someone.
Yeah, well.
Because we're going down. Oh, let's throw them a badge. They'll be happy with that. It's like they know we're idiots. And we are idiots, to be honest with you. But we blindly love our football team. And that's whatever way you look at it with everyone. We literally blindly love our football team. We've never been good. And all we really want, the sad bit is I say all we really want is play a little bit of good football and have a go. Unfortunately, when that happens, we then want so much more. And that's where it almost needs a head of a fan base to say, fellas, hold on. And unfortunately, we do get carried away. We did. West Ham is massive. It was a tongue-in-cheek song, but we did almost believe it a little bit.
That wouldn't have happened at Upton Park, though, would
it? That's what I was going to say, Gal. I think they've promised us this, so we accept that we're moving. So we want this. This is what you said is going to be.
Yeah.
So this is what we want, and this is what we expect because we've moved. So I think
this is what we gave up. We gave up our history.
I can't ever remember being up to Park with fans thinking, we should be top, up in the top of the leagues and stuff. I don't ever remember thinking that. We were just.
I think you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
I do think you're right.
90% of it was the day out. The football got in the way sometimes. Someone had ordered you a pint in the Bowling or the Queen's, and it's like, shit, it's only, go on, I'll have one more, but it's only 4 minutes till kick-off. You know what I mean? The football got in the way of the day out, didn't it?
And it was an amazing day out because, and maybe we took it for granted probably because I've done it my whole life. And as you say, that porter cabin club shop, fucking outrageous. Outrageous, that club shop. But it was brilliant. We loved it. That little club shop.
Booked her everywhere.
Like, it was brilliant, wasn't it? And then they changed the West Stand and they put the castles there and it all looked naff, but it was...
It looked like Legoland, didn't it?
It did. It was naff, wasn't it? But it was good.
Yes. Yeah.
Legoland.
It still looked like Upton Park, even with that new stand on it, didn't it? It was 3 new stands, actually.
Yeah.
Centenary, Bobby Moore and the West Stand were all new, weren't they? And sadly, I know what people say, oh, please stop going on about your ground. It ain't coming back. And ultimately, that is the truth, really. We should stop going on about it.
But what you've said, though, that was the catalyst for perhaps getting above our station with ideas because of what we were promised. So we've gone from Upton Park, we know that, but the reason we feel like we feel is because what we promised. So it's a little bit like me, right? If I voted in Labour, their manifesto said X, but on the first week it took away the pensioners' payment. They've got to be seen to be at least trying to deliver what their bloody election pledges were. And it's like this lot, right? They promise you what they promise you, and then all of a sudden they take it away. And they got lucky with the conference
with David Moyes.
Got lucky with David.
They got lucky with David Moyes. But even that, how bad they treated him. He saved us from relegation. They fired him, got Manuel Pellegrini, and then brought him back. It's like even he got treated bad twice. He must think, I hate them. And right, and to be honest with you, he's got every right to. I don't mean like the fans, whatever, but maybe, even that. Probably thinks I saved them from relegation once, got them a trophy. What more do I need to do there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I'd feel like I've done by if I was him.
Everything always comes back to the same thing, and it will always come back to the same thing until that changes. And it's just, I just don't think it's going to change anytime soon. And that's what upsets me the most, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Because even going down, surely you'd be like, look, we've messed up completely here. We are embarrassed about what's happening.
Don't say anything.
You know, we ain't heard from no one from the club all season.
We need to step aside, but they won't. And that's what upsets me.
And that's it. We haven't heard from anyone from the club all season, other than Karen Brady on TalkSport defending Graham Potter a week before Shaxon.
Yeah.
It's the only time we've heard from anyone from the club. Have you heard anyone from the club?
No, nothing.
I think we appointed a communications man at one point.
After we lost to Man City the other week, David Sullivan's bird, Ann Pika, she put something along the line, up the city, or that's what we do. And I was sort of like, he must have looked at her and gone, are you fucking sure? Are you fucking sure?
Is she a City fan?
Yeah. And then she's like posted it, and I'm thinking,
she's a board member as well, I believe, isn't she?
Is she? Is she? No, I don't know.
I'm sure she was.
No, I don't think so.
She did get some stick on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, which was nice to see. But it's just, why would you do that?
You fucking.
Like your husband or your boyfriend's club. Just shut the fuck up.
Crazy. Just.
Like, just shut up.
It is, the circus continues, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like, as a baby, it's like the mad dictators. They don't care.
Yeah.
It's like the Colosseum, isn't it? Where's our sport? We'll do what we want. Let someone die. Who cares?
Even when you think back to them letting Jack tell the transfer news back in the day. Do you remember?
Oh, God.
Letting everyone
on Twitter, wasn't it?
On Twitter, yeah. About what?
And then they let him run the girls' team,
the women's team as well. Yeah, like.
I don't begrudge that. Look, it's your son, right? And you're trying to do that. Look, that bit I don't like. Yeah, they got some things wrong, right? With that, all that stuff. I do agree, but they're still doing it. It's 15 years later. How long have they been? 15 years? 16 years?
Yeah.
Like, how can you still be making that same mistake? But it's not like they came in on that. They also run a football club for 15 years previous that went into oblivion.
But this is what I'm saying to you. It isn't. There's no intention to run it like a business. There's just the intention of.
I would love to know why not. That's the bit that I can't, in my brain,
because it's a gamble.
Together of why would you not want it to be running efficiently and not spend as much money? because you're spending the 7th biggest in 10 years, right? Save some more, steal some more if that's what you're doing or whatever it is. That's what I'd do. I'd go, okay, how can we run this a little bit cheaper? How can we do this? How can we do like the idiot running Man United, Jim Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Like, again, you look at that, they've gone back to a man that they're going, oh no, it's not Solskjaer, now it's Carrick now, and it's Fletcher last night, Carrick. It's disgraceful, Manchester United. In actual fact, that makes me nearly as angry as West Ham because I just can't bear looking at it like a juggernaut of a club being run by an absolute buffoon, but a man that is so successful in business that is playing. I don't get what he's doing.
No, I do. I was speaking to someone the other day.
You think he's driving it down so then he can buy it all?
No. So what he's doing is he's gone in there, and Man United is worth X, and it costs this much to run. And then what he's doing, he's going in and making all the processes more lean. Yeah. So then his margins are bigger because his operating costs have gone down, and his margins are bigger, and then it looks better on the balance sheet. But when my mate used to be an analyst there, and on his first day, he was told Manchester United isn't a football club. We are first and foremost a global business. The football's almost like a bit of a byproduct, really. But he told me last week. He said Man United very shortly is going to go for sale. But I get it, because that's what you do. You go in, you look at a business that's underperforming. You go in, you strip it, you get rid of people, you make it more lean. All of a sudden, your margins are bigger. Your P&L looks more healthy.
Yeah.
You sell it because it's on a multiplier, isn't it? So if he saved 20 million a year, and it's normally on a multiplier like 15 or something, he just made 300 million quid just for going in and making a few cuts and being unpopular, hasn't he? So, you know what I mean?
But yeah, anyway, so if you're listening, sorry. The depressing agony answer back.
I actually forgot we were doing the podcast.
I know. Do you know what I did as well? I just looked. So
it was like us being in the pub. Now. It was like being in the pub after Christmas.
No, but actually, do you know what? It's weirdly, I don't know if you listen to it. I think that's one of our better episodes. I've got to be honest with you. And I know we're still recording this minute, but we're discussing. I suppose what can we discuss about the football? We can't keep saying it's so bad. The manager's
done to death.
It's been done. We're looking at the bigger picture. What can we do? Where can we go? Fans, if you've got an idea, please let us know in the comments or contact us. If anyone wants to come on, share their views, more than happy. We couldn't have Mickey on tonight. To be honest with you, it was my fault. I didn't give him enough notice. But it is kind of more like a group therapy session at the minute because unfortunately that club is died in front of. I think it's dying very quickly in front of our eyes. That we're looking at like it's like seeing one of your children slowly dying, and it's really sad. And I say I'm gutted. I know other fans are gutted. I think we're all just on the same boat now. Some are maybe a little bit optimistic, hoping that we stay up. Great, stick with that. And I hope that miracle does come. Even if it did come, I think we'll still go down next year. Yeah. This is a. I'm I'm genuinely worried, and I said this last year, that we will double drop. I don't think anyone's seen that coming.
I ain't done that since the 90s, mate. It sounds good to me. But no, to be fair though, I watch all these other podcasts and they're really good, and people put their life and soul into it. But it is very much rinse and repeat with a lot of them, the same old thing, and a lot of people I've spoken to.
And it is with us as well.
Well, it is to a degree, but there's not many people talking about the stuff we've gone slightly off piste and off topic.
Yeah, because look, like I say, I watch a lot of them as well, and I've stopped actually because it's just derogatory personal things about the owner, which is silly, right? It's not, it's not a personal attack on them. It's a business attack and on our love of a club, and that's something I definitely want to stress because say I don't want wish ill health on anyone or anything like that at all. And I've said it a million times. I think all three of us agree. We all know they have the ability to actually fix it themselves, because we're not actually asking. I'm not asking what Spurs fans are asking this week of like going to appoint Xavi and Xavi Alonso. They think they're going to get today, and let's go and get this one. Get it. Like, that's real delusion, because they think they should win the league. Now, we're just asking to be run better and consider the fans and
transparency.
That's really it. I'd be really happy with that. And that's what I've kind of done this podcast for, hoping they probably see it and go, oh, okay. But it doesn't seem to, and I'm sure people tell them that this happened. They know what's being written about them. But they're not silly people, that's for sure. But and I say they were obviously good business people somewhere. But I look at the other board members, Trip Smith and the Krensky,
Daniel Pritz.
How are they sitting there? How are they not saying, that's not one of them coming out to the thing and saying, oh, I'm fuming here. But maybe they're all together.
Yeah, I mean...
And I see West Ham fans saying, oh, Krensky should just take over. Now, what on earth makes you think Krensky is our man? Done absolutely nothing in the club other than owning a little bit of share. Like, it's nothing. Anyway, so we're really there. It's a big one this week.
It's my favourite game in all of. It's my favourite fixture in all of football this weekend. And normally
we haven't even mentioned it.
I'm so excited for it, but
because you know why? We're going to fucking win. That's why.
And do you know what?
They're there for the taking.
I've booked my Saturday night out. I'm going to the Dubai Hammers. So if you're down in the Dubai Hammers, come and say hello. Now a lot of you follow me. So come and say hello. I'm going to go there because it's Spurs, and I've saved my first appearance there for that. And I actually just thought, like, why? But at least I'm going to be with my own.
Yeah.
I just don't think I could sit in a bar with Spurs fans giving it to... I just don't think I could do it. I really don't think I can do it. My heart can't take it.
I was going to say, probably best not in Dubai as well, mate. You might...
No, and I think I'd rather just sit there, see the bubble machine, sing I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles. Almost be like an idiot fan, to be honest with you. Actually, and I actually fancy doing that on Saturday night this week.
Bit like the sinking of the Titanic, you know, when they stayed on the back, still playing the violins as it was going down. Yeah,
that's basically exactly it.
Should we go again? I might get that violin.
Time for the life ramps, laugh Sam. No, one more bubble blow.
Anyway, let us know what you think. Obviously, hit subscribe if you like the channel. Give us a review. If you liked it, if you don't, give us a bad one. I don't care anymore. But yeah, no, we'll be back now on a regular slot. I'll be doing the reaction videos still. We're trying to bring you as much content. I'm trying to do stuff on Instagram every day. The Instagram's growing. I can't believe how big we've got that Instagram. I think it was 200 people on the first week we had it. We got it to 5,000 in under a season, which I saw an account the other day saying they were nearly at 10,000 after 10 years. So I think we've done very well. And I've got to say, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this out, actually, here. Over the last 30 days, 476,000 views. So that ain't bad, is it?
That's good going, mate.
Most of that's well. Mum, though, to be honest.
Yeah. It's me looking at myself.
Video I done the other day, it was 110,000 views. That video, but yeah, it's good. So it's good. No, it'd be nice if you follow. obviously, we want to hear more from you. I want other fans to get involved. I've always said it. Mickey, come on. Gal came on from that. And yeah, it's nice to hear from other fans and keep the community going, because I think we do need to stick together a bit more now. And I'm quite glad we're past that. Well, I say Nuno's good, and I say Nuno's bad. I think we're all now just kind of don't care, and it's kind of like, oh well, he's there, and it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
No, I think we're all in the part of feel a bit sorry for Nuno.
bless him.
Yeah. Anyway, lads, I will see you all next week. Come on, you Irons.
Nice one, Sam. Come on, you Irons.